Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So it is bob season, okay? It was about time for me to do another bob. And in today's video, we're going to be attempting to cut a bob on my actual head. I usually cut a bob on a mannequin head because it makes it a lot easier for me. So I start the process on my head and then I transfer it to a mannequin head. But we're gonna try it on me today. So in this video, we're going to be working with Yolissa hair, and this is a 20-inch body wave wig. And this is the box that it comes in, and as you can see, this is what you get inside: a bag to store your wig, some wig caps, of course, a little scarf, the instruction card on how to care for your hair, a elastic band, which is always helpful, and a free pair of lashes, which we always love. So this is what the wig looks like after air drying and just, chilling on the mannequin head. But basically what I like to do when I do bobs is just cut off a little bit. I don't cut off a whole lot. I just don't want to work with all the hair sometimes. And initially I wasn't going to do a bob, which is why I got 20 inches, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a bob. So here I'm just cutting off some extra length, but I definitely recommend you go for like a 16-inch, maybe even a 14, so that you're not cutting off extra hair. Like, what's the point of buying a 20-inch wig and then cutting it? I know, but I wasn't going to do a bob initially, but here we are doing a bob. So yeah, I recommend a 14 to 16 if you're going to do a bob. So here I'm just going to put it on my head, and the hair is really thick, okay? So I'm gonna have to go in and do a lot of cutting because I don't want to look like Dora. I don't want to be out here looking like Edna. So I definitely want to take some density out from the bottom so that it's not so thick. But here I'm just going to go in like I normally do and cut off the excess over my ear, because obviously that obstructs you from being able to lay your wig as flat as possible. So I'm just going to go cut those off and I'll be right back. So here I'm just going in with my Erica J Hold Me Down spray, and y'all know I love this spray, y'all know, but I just don't like the way it comes out. So that's why I'm tilting my head back like this, because if I just keep my head forward, it's just gonna drip all down my face, and it drives me insane because it comes out so clumpy and chunky. So I have been trying to learn how to finesse this. I might even put it in another bottle because I just can't, but yeah, here I'm just spraying it on my lace, and I'm going to do my typical method. I just put my elastic band on afterward and basically blow dry it for a little bit to ensure that when I take off the elastic band, it is dry, because I've made that mistake in the past. And then we're gonna continue on with cutting and styling the hair. So after blow drying, I'm just gonna go in and take off the elastic band. And this is where you want to comb out the hairspray so that it's not super crunchy. And then this is also the part where you're going to be sectioning out the area that you want your baby hairs to be in. So typically I like to go for my temples and of course the sideburns. So here I'm just cutting off the extra lace, and I did have to put a little bio oil to get the extra hairspray that dripped all down my forehead off so that I can cut the lace off. And this stuff sticks, okay? It is painful, so you gotta be careful, okay? But yeah, I'm just going to cut it off. And you guys know, like I've said in other videos, I do like to keep a little bit of extra lace in the front because that just makes it easier, honestly, for my next install. And basically any install after this, it just makes my life a lot easier. So here I'm just cutting off the lace, and then I'm gonna go in, like I said, and section out the hair where the baby hairs are gonna be. And I don't mind leaving like a decent amount of lace behind because I'm gonna use the baby hairs to cover that. So to help me out a little bit, I'm going to braid all of the hair that I took out as my baby hairs so that they don't get caught up in the mixture. And I'm just going to do that on both sides, and then of course add my elastic band back on, and also add a little bit of extra either hairspray or mousse. And now I'm going in to start off my foundation. So I'm gonna cut off a little bit in the front, and then I'm gonna go in with clippers because that's how I cut my bobs. It's just easier that way. I do not have time to be sitting here with some dull behind scissors cutting a bob. I just don't. So I'm just using the front as a guide, and I'm gonna go through the rest of the hair, tilting my head occasionally, you know, doing all this extra movement and stuff to make sure that I cut it as straight as possible. And it's not gonna be perfect. I'm pretty sure it's not gonna be nice and straight in the back, but basically what I do is when I actually take the wig off, I do go in and put it on a mannequin head, fix the back whenever I take it off, but this gets the job done in the meantime. So I'm just going to continue to do that all around. And I'm also gonna go underneath the hair and thin it out with the clippers as well, because like I said, I don't want it to be super dense at the bottom. So I am gonna be going in with a razor comb and the clippers underneath to thin it out a little bit, but I don't know if I got that on camera or not. But y'all know how to thin out hair. Just take like the comb that has the razor in it and just thin it out, literally. So yeah, that's what I'm showing you right here. I'm just taking the comb and thinning it out underneath, not on top, underneath, so that you don't have no choppy looks at the top. I don't want no problems, so I'm just gonna stick to the bottom. But here I am moving to the other side, and I'm doing the exact same thing that I did on the other side, on this side, except this side was a little bit easier because I could turn my head facing the mirror. So right now I'm currently looking in my viewfinder, which I have up on my monitor, and I can see very clearly what needs to be cut. So definitely if you need some guidance with this, I would go ahead and use like a mirror in the bathroom while holding a mirror, or have a stand-up mirror while you're in the mirror, if that makes sense, to help you out, or just obviously have someone help you cut it. But if you don't, then I would just recommend using 2 mirrors. So this is what we're working with so far. I did go ahead and go in and thin out the back a little bit more, like I showed you with the razor comb earlier, but this is what we have so far, which isn't bad for me doing this on my head. So now I'm going to go in and work on these edges, okay? So I'm taking off the elastic band, and then I'm gonna go in and do my typical, you know, chop them down a little bit with the razor comb. And I think I kept these a little long. I'm probably gonna go back in and cut them because I do want them to be a little less dramatic, but for the meantime, this is what they ended up looking like. So I cut them, of course, and then I went in with my baby flat iron and I flip them back, and I do this one down and I do the one at the top upward or backwards, if that makes sense. And then I'm gonna go in with that styling mousse and I'm going to mold them to the way that I like them. So I'm taking my mousse that is also from Erica J. Y'all know the drill, and I'm going to be molding these little baby hairs or adult hairs, whatever you want to call them, sis. And I'm just going to be molding those down, and then of course I'm going to go on with my elastic band per usual. And then while this is sitting and marinating, I'm going to be going in with my straightener that I got from Amazon. I believe this is a 1.5 or 2 inch. Don't remember, but I'll link it below if it's still available because I've had this for a little while. And I'm just gonna go in and straighten my hair with a slight curve, not necessarily a bump, because y'all know the difference between a bump and a slight curve, okay? So we're just gonna go with a slight curve, and I'm just going to roughly straighten out this wig to get out all the kinks and dents and bumps and lumps and humps and, you know, my hump. And then we'll be good to go, okay? So I'm just gonna do this on both sides. Y'all know the drill, and I will be back in a second. Okay, so here I am looking like a creep. This is the final cut. I definitely think I did pretty okay for cutting it on my head. I usually do terrible, but I absolutely love this wig from Yolissa hair. As you can see, it has so much body. She is just thick. Okay, she is beautiful. I love it. The only thing I didn't do on camera is comb out my baby hairs because they're looking a little crunchy, but we're not here for that. We're here for the bob, okay? We're here for the cut. I absolutely love the way this turned out, and it would even look cute after I comb out the crusties, twisting back the front to do like a cute little, not updo, but you get what I mean, the hair out of your face type of look. So yeah, I love the way this turned out. Let me know what you guys think down below, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye.